Hey guys, Shisha haircut video today. Right, so I haven't made a video in about a week and a half, and that's really bad of me, and I apologize for that completely. As you see, that I'm back at home for a couple of days because last Thursday was my birthday. I haven't been able to make videos around that time. The last week or so has basically been me being ill. I had to go for a whole sort of phases of things been happening. I'm always seem to be ill all the time, and I always have to apologize for being ill on my videos, but basically while I was ill, I was spending a lot of time on DevPro and a lot of time on Dueling Network, actually just polishing my deck, practicing, trying to beat good players, and basically preparing myself for YCS London. YCS London is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to happen next weekend, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be difficult because if you live in London, or you live where I live in London, so it takes me 2 hours to get to the venue, and it means that I have to basically leave my house at like 6:30 in the morning. So it's not very fun, but I know that it's going to be a lot of fun when I get there. I've really been practicing, polishing my side deck, polishing everything, thinking, should I put a side deck card in the main deck? You know, should I do this and that? What's going to be the top decks of the format? So I don't really know, like, completely, because you can't foresee what's going to be there. You can't just go a week in advance and then find out what's going to be played and then come back. Because one thing for sure is that the Expo, as I've said in a previous video, the Expo is going to be in the same at the same weekend as the actual YCS, right? So the Expo is going to have the MCM Expo, which means that they're going to be players who want to enter the tournament and play, and then they will go back and just play the normal one. So it basically implies that the first couple of rounds or so should be very easy to beat. So you'll play against a bunch of Blue Eyes decks because people will randomly pick up the Blue Eyes deck and freeze and then build a deck and then play it. So you expect to play a lot of Blue Eyes decks. So if you have any decent side against a Dragon deck like Blue Eyes, then you will be an advantage. Like, you'll know to side out Fiendish Chains against Blue Eyes decks because it doesn't hit anything, so you take it out and stuff like that. So having that kind of edge helps you get through the first few rounds, because by the time you win the first few rounds of the tournament, you'll start playing against the 3 top decks of the format, which would be Evil Swarm, which is the third one, Prophecy, which is the second one, and then Dragons. By that point, you basically have to dedicate most of your side deck to beating them. Realistically, you're going to play against Prophecy and Dragons, because I play Gadgets, okay, and I think you already know that. So I don't have to worry about Evil Swarm too much. I do side against them, but I don't side the way that Dragons do, where they have to put in, make sure they get their blasters, make sure they have outs to safe zone, Master Key Beetle, you know, make sure they have a way to get around the fact that Ophion completely stops everything they do. So I have to dedicate a lot of my side deck towards Prophecy and Dragons. And what that basically means is that that's like 8 cards, and I have to think, is this card good enough to fit into the main deck? Because there will be times where I really want to win game 1, and I can win game 1 through just my deck itself. Like, I can Big Eye, I can just do random OTKs and stuff out of nowhere. I also thought, just for the fact that I really want to go in on this tournament, I thought I would go and get myself a copy of this. So I thought I'd pick one of these up. It wasn't very cheap, but I know that the fact that I actually have one of these and I'm going to play it in my deck, even though it is only Gadgets, it gives you a significant advantage. I mean, not every person's going to have one of these. Not everyone thinks it's worth the time. But if you're playing against Dragons, you're going to expect to see this a lot. And if you see them roll a 6/6 and then they draw 6, you just have to hope that you roll 6 as well, or you get a 5, so that you can level the playing field. You know, I'm running 3 maxis because I just don't want to have to deal with the fact that they have like 15 cards in hand because of 6 cents, and then they go completely crazy and I haven't got a maxi. So that makes me think, should, you know, in this YCS basically says, should you just run 40, because when you run 40, that means that you're more likely to get to your maxis, your Swift Scarecrows, your Gores, your Tragodias, all that stuff that you want to use to stop OTKs. Because if they have the 6 cents and then they draw or they mill and then they have all the stuff set up for an OTK and they do it, you need to have a way to stop it. It's a lot more OTK-ish now that 6 cents is going to be around. I mean, obviously for the American market, 6 cents is pretty irrelevant because America doesn't have a YCS until the next year. So YCS London and YCS YCS Turin is going to be swarmed with 6th Sense everywhere. And after I finish this YCS, I'm not going to go to Turin, so I'm just going to sell the card off because I got it somewhat the normal price, but I can sell it for more because people will want it for Turin. So if you can pick up the card cheap and you live in Europe, then it makes sense to get it sold off as quick as possible and get it while the hype is, you know, good. So my thoughts on YCS London, that's pretty much all of my thoughts. But another thing is that I think it will be a really fun weekend. If you're going there, definitely do check me out because I'm going to be wearing a shirt that will say the Thetcglover on it, and it will be blue. So you'll find me and you'll see people with similar shirts because we'll all be one big group, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And hopefully the Konami will get some pictures of us. So I'll be on the Konami website probably if they catch all of us, because there'll be about 20-30 of us with these shirts. So you won't be able to miss us if you turn up. And so yeah, I hope to meet you guys there, and I do apologize for the lack of videos, and I hope to get some more done when I have the time for it. That is pretty much it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and all of that. Until next time guys, the Thetcglover is out.